Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is a super special one because today is going to be a full face of Giorgio Armani, and this video is marking my 3rd year on YouTube, which is kind of crazy. I feel like it's gone by super duper quickly, and it just kind of feels like it hasn't been that long. But my first video was a full face of M Cosmetics that I posted 3 years ago on today, like on this date, I believe. That's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a full face of Giorgio Armani. There are a couple of pieces from Giorgio Armani that I didn't pick up, mostly because I didn't want to purchase anything that I didn't think I would get a lot of use out of, or if I had too much of that product in my collection already, I didn't want to pick up a new thing just to like have, just for the sake of the one video. So there are a couple of items that I'm missing, but for the most part, I have enough for a full face of what I would typically wear in a routine. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. And if you are not new here, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, supporting me throughout all these years. I've loved creating content and making videos for you guys, and I just really appreciate you guys. With all of that being said, let's just hop into it. There are a couple of things from Giorgio Armani that I've had in the past. So the first is the Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation. I have mine in the shade 6, and I've had this for quite a while. This is like the mini of the foundation. Over this past year, I fell in love with this, especially right after I got back from Hawaii. Like, this matched me so well with my super dark tan skin. It's a little bit too dark for me right now, but we will make it work. And then the other thing that I've had in my collection for a little bit now is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint, and this one is in the shade 41. I believe it's just red. The new products that we are going to pull in today is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Glow Liquid Bronzer SPF 15. This feels like it's supposed to be an all-over base type of product, so I'm excited to try this. I also can see that there's like physical shimmer in here, so I'm hoping it's not too glowy. I also have the Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Concealer, which I bought for this video, but I used this a little bit recently in my recreating Sabrina Carpenter's makeup look video. I will leave that linked for you here. I also have this in the shade 6, and I've only tried this 1 or 2 times, so I don't have my full thoughts on this yet, but this is also really pretty from the couple of times that I've tried it. And then the last 2 new products that I have are this one, which I believe is the eye tint in the shade 11S, I think. It is this eyeshadow in this really pretty shimmery shade, and I feel like that would look so stunning. And then I also have the Prismaglass in the shade 6, which is this really pretty darker kind of berry tone. This doe foot is tiny. I'm so used to like a big fat doe foot that I wasn't expecting it to be this small. But this texture feels really nice. It is a little bit plumping already. I can already feel it. There are a couple of items that are in the Giorgio Armani line that I don't have. I don't have a primer for them, and I don't have a powder from them. But I recently got these 2 from Milani in PR. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. And then I also got the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out powder. We're going to use these today as well. So lots of new products, lots of new testing, but I really just wanted to try out everything that I had that was new in my collection. Like, these just came in the mail today, so I'm really excited to use the Milani products as well. And then the very last thing, I have a little sample of the Giorgio Armani Lip Power Matte. So I don't have the full-size lip products just because I don't think I would ever use like a lipstick from Giorgio Armani or use up a full one, but these look like really pretty shades, and I'm excited to kind of try those. We are going to start off with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Primer. Feeling the whatever's in the lid, it feels moussey. Like, the texture of it doesn't feel silicone-y, but it does feel like really wet. It's kind of an odd texture. I'm mostly focusing this on the center portions of my face, wherever I need a little bit more blurring action. And I'm just spreading this out gently. Because the texture of this feels so like watery, I do feel like it blended in really quickly. I wouldn't say I noticed any blurring though, like not right off the bat. We'll have to see if it feels a little bit more blurring once I have more products on my face. It does feel cooling though, and There is a little bit of a scent. It's not strong, but there is one, and it's kind of making my face tingle. I'm unsure if that is because there's like menthol in here or something like that. Oh no, there's supposed to be a cooling sensation. Okay. It doesn't feel bad. It's just like a little bit tingling, and I was not expecting that right off the bat. Like I said, we'll see how this looks with all the stuff on top of it. I want to see what this color looks like because I personally think that it might be a little bit too warm for me. I want to see how sheer of a product it is though. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand, and if I blend this out, that's still quite pigmented, so I wouldn't want to use that as a base necessarily. It is nice and luminous, but the shade of this is kind of orange. I don't think I would reach for this very often. This is in the shade 700 potentially. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna save that to be a bronzer, but I just wanted to swatch it because I think part of it was meant to be like an under the skin primer. I think the only way I would have used that as something like that would be to mix it in with my moisturizer or something like that. I'm just gonna wipe this off. I'm a little disappointed with this already. The product seems fine. It's just not the type of product that I would reach for. I don't think I would have spent my money on that if I had known that's what it was gonna be. I have my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I'm gonna do one pump. That's usually about enough for my face, especially for like lighter makeup days. Just gonna take a little bit, spread it thinly across my face, and then I'm just going to take this foundation brush. This is from e.l.f. It's just the ultimate blending brush. Pick up everything that's left on the back of my hand, really like prime it into the brush just so it absorbs a lot of that, and then I'm just going to buff out the foundation. Like I said earlier, this works best for me in the peak summertime when I'm a little bit more tan, but I think it'll work for today because I'm shearing it out a lot. I just did one pump and I'm just kind of buffing it everywhere, but usually I'll go in with a little bit more. All right, and then I probably should have read the Milani primer before applying it, but because I focused it all like in the center portions of my face, my nostrils are kind of tingling with the cooling sensation, which is just kind of a weird feeling. It is not Milani's fault at all. I just wasn't expecting it and I did not read it, and so it just feels a little bit weird. Gonna go in with the Luminous Silk concealer, and like I said, I did try this once already and I liked the results of it, but I haven't tried it enough to know my like full thoughts on it yet. So I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes, a little bit on any red spots that I have. I'm gonna take the same brush that I used for foundation and just pat it out. Honestly, I don't mind when my skin and my acne marks show through a little bit. I just want a little bit more coverage over them so it just feels a little bit more even throughout. And looking at my under eyes up close, there's still a little bit of darkness, but I feel like for the most part, it blanked out everything pretty well. The texture of the concealer is nice and thin, so I don't feel like I'm over applying at all. And I feel like it blends out really, really nicely. Again, just gonna put a little bit more on just because I feel really tired. I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night and have just been very stressed about my job and the world, and just in general have not been feeling great, have not been sleeping a lot. For the bronzer, I think the best way to apply this is to actually just put a little bit on the back of my hand and then use a brush to pick it up and then tap it out that way. I just don't really see myself using this like all over the face like that. So put a little bit on the brush, really prime it into the brush like I did with the foundation. It's pretty pigmented, not gonna lie. More pigmented than I was expecting. I feel like this has to be a product that you're supposed to mix with lotion or something like moisturizer, because I feel like this isn't the easiest thing to work with. Like I feel like that's too bronzed. I feel a little bit orange, I cannot lie. Like I can't like super tell where the lines are and I don't see any patchiness. I will try it in a couple of different ways, see if I like it, if I just mix it in with my moisturizer instead. I have to feel like that's what it's supposed to be used as, because it's just a little bit too pigmented to just be like a bronzer. It works that way. I'm gonna go in with the blush now. The blush also super pigmented. I know for a fact it's super pigmented. Every time I've used this, I've been a little bit like, whoa, maybe that was a little bit too much. I am, once again, take a clean brush and really just try to like prime this into the brush, just because I know how pigmented it is, and I really want to have a little bit more control with where I am placing it. So it's loaded on the brush. I'm just gonna start tapping on my cheeks. Take another clean brush and just tap over everything just to make sure everything is really blended. What I do like about these blushes, even though they are pigmented, they don't dry down immediately, so you still have a good amount of time to blend things out. I don't know if you hear that car alarm going off. And just go over the bridge of my nose just to clean things up a little bit. And I do really like this blush. I think this blush is super pretty. It is definitely pigmented. So if you're using it, just be a little bit careful. It is just as pigmented as the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, maybe even a little bit more pigmented. So you just have to be a little bit careful. Like 1 dot is really all that you need. Even the amount that I put on the back of my hand was a lot, maybe even a little bit too much. I'm gonna go in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is my first time trying it. I haven't even felt it as a powder yet, but I like that it has a lid, and I like that it's a mesh so that I can really like get in there without it being super, super messy. I'm gonna start by patting this underneath my eyes. I just inhaled a bunch of that. I will say this feels super, super blurred. Like it feels super set as well. I can't tell if the glitter is from the bronzer or if it's from the powder. But if I look really close at my face, I can definitely see noticeable glitter particles even like underneath my eye. I don't love noticeable glitter like ever. I'm gonna try it mixing it in with lotion because I think maybe I'd like that more than such a direct amount. I'm not a fan. I feel like my entire face is covered in like gold glitter. Let me see if I can zoom in so you guys can see. I don't know if you can super tell, but I feel like under my eye it's super noticeable, just like glitter everywhere. And my forehead, I also feel like there's a ton of glitter. I really don't love all the glitter, but we'll have to just try it a couple more times. I'm gonna go in with the eye tint on my eyes, and I'm just gonna draw a little bit on the center of my eye, and then take a fluffier brush and just kind of put it everywhere. I don't love a full-on eyeshadow most of the time. I just kind of want a wash of color or a wash of sparkles. Just that. I don't feel like it did anything. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more. And instead of swiping, I'm just going to tap this in. I'm swiping a little bit, but it's because I feel like it's drying super quickly. Okay, I think that blended out okay. It's not my favorite single shadow out there. Like I feel like the color payoff is not super great. I feel like I would have to just draw it on my entire lid completely to see if I would like it, but for the most part I want something in my eyeshadow that I can just throw on and not have to super worry about what it looks like, where it lands. For lips, I just wiped off the little bit of gloss that I already had on, and I'm gonna line my lips with NYX Peekaboo Neutral. Peekaboo Neutral is also more pink than I usually go, but I figured we could try some of this power lip thing. We're gonna try the shade 111, which looks to be this like neutrally pink. I'm gonna use the Spectrum and Katie Jane Hughes number 20 brush. I don't love this lip color on me. I'm gonna hope this gloss saves the day. Again, this is the Prisma glass in the shade 6. The gloss is pretty. I wish it was a little bit more pigmented. It's just not my absolute favorite. I'm still gonna continue to use it. I just feel like I don't love the way my lips look right now because there's so much like pink going on. I just don't love pinks on me. I don't have any brow products or mascara from Giorgio Armani like at all. So I'm just going to do my brows, do my mascara, and I will be right back to show you guys the final look. And this is the final look. I did my brows, I put a little bit of mascara on. I did take off a lip combo. It just did not look good on me. I hated the way my lips look. So I put on a little bit of NYX Nude Truffle, and then I just layered this gloss on a couple of times, and I really like the color that this comes out to be after a couple of layers. Definitely need to build it up a little bit to get that pigmentation. Everything else I feel like looks pretty good. I knew this base combo was going to be really good. I already love the Luminous Silk foundation, and the concealer looks really good too. It looks really smooth underneath my skin or underneath my under eyes. It's not really picking up any extra texture on my acne marks either. Also, from the primer and the powder, I feel like my skin feels very blurred and like mattified and kind of powdery, but it doesn't look super blurring or smoothing, to be honest. It looks pretty normal for what I get from any sort of powder, so I'm not sure that this primer is my absolute favorite or this powder. I think they both look nice, but I'm not sure that I would have thought to reach for these if I wasn't trying to make up right now. Like it feels nice. I just feel like I wouldn't have thought to pick it up, and we'll see how well this looks towards the end of the day. It's only like 2 p.m. right now, so there's still a long ways to go. I won't be in San Antonio until like 9 o'clock, and I have a flight and everything too. I don't love the eyeshadow. It's really pretty for like a sheer wash of color. I was just kind of wanting a little bit more. There are definitely ways to like build this up. If you just leave it on and don't try to blend it out at all, you do get much more of that pigmented, like super shiny effect, as you saw from the swatch on the back of my hand. So it is possible to get a nicer look like that. The formula of this isn't bad, like it felt fine, and it didn't feel too drying. I just did not like the color that I went in with. The product that I am the most hesitant about is the Luminous Silk Glow Liquid Bronzer. It has SPF 15 in it, which makes me feel like it is definitely supposed to be like an all over the face type of product. This definitely feels like it is supposed to be like mixed in with your moisturizer. So I am going to try this product in that manner, that method, to see if I like it more. But as like just a bronzer, I'm not sure I like it for that use. Overall, I think my skin looks nice. I sheared out the blush quite a bit. I feel like it looks like it always does. It's a good pigmented blush, but I just sheared it out and was trying to be a little bit more careful with my placement of it. But overall, I think this makeup turned out pretty well. That is everything. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have been here for the entirety of my YouTube channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I love making content. I love creating, and I'm just so glad to be here. So glad to have this space. Yeah, it's been a really good time. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.